and you try to mix it and blend it with real world geopolitical, military, and sociological situations we're dealing with, right? You definitely have to deal with how we got to this state in the world. How did we start debasing our currency so bad? Why did a central bank start making mistakes? Why did we need a central bank? Why can't we deal with a gold standard? Why did we have to go to something like what we call a dollar standard where we can manipulate the currency? Why is there greed? Why is everybody so worried? And why is everybody always making a mistake when they get a position of power? Why does absolute power absolutely corrupt, right? Why are these things real? This is where we start getting to not only philosophical topics, theoretical topics, and epistemological frameworks that people are operating on, knowledge bases that they're operating on, that they're making high level decisions with. Now, all this comes together to tell you that if you had Bitcoin as your reserve currency of the world would devolve into barbarism and you would have war very quickly. I'll give you an example. It's a true bear asset, right? Bitcoin is digital gold in the sense that if we all owned it and you did the right thing and you self-custodied it, meaning that you were the only one that holds your Bitcoin in your private, with your private keys on a cold wallet off the internet, as if you had it in a safe, which you would want to put it in a safe. If you had like a ledger device, you take your Bitcoin, you put it on that ledger device. You have your private keys where you can only get in there if you want to buy, if you want to remove it, if you want to sell it or trade it, or if you want to just store it, you don't touch it. It's off the internet. It's completely offline, off the cloud, off the internet. It's out of the digital space and it's in the analog space in that wallet. And you can take that wallet and put it in a safe, right? People lose them. You've heard of this. Let's just pretend, just for a second, I'll give you the example of why this will never happen, right? Let's pretend that the world started getting privy to this idea, very complicated idea, but let's say that we all figured it out eventually and started learning how to do it. Well, what do you think criminals are going to find out? They're going to be like, wait a minute, you're telling me every house has their financial wealth, whatever it is, small or big, on a ledger device in their house? It's not in a bank, it's in the house. How quickly do you think home break-ins are going to go through the roof? How quickly do you realize that if everybody knew that you stored your own wealth, all the money that you have on your person or at home, how quickly would people start finding a way? Who's the stronger person? People that you want to talk about real survival of the fittest, real reality of what happens with Darwinian evolution, which is obviously we don't believe that, but if you really wanted to understand what happens when you take people into a standard of true money where there's no manipulation, there's no central banking, there's no anything like that, there's no